Hello there everybody, and welcome to a new series, Skyblock. So we aren't given much to start with in this little island of mine, but I think we can do something to make it work. First, we're going to build a little cobblestone generator. Shit. We're gonna make our crafting table again, and then our pickaxe again. Okay, we've mined a bunch of cobblestone, and I think now it's about time to start building ourselves a bit of a more permanent home. So we built a whole new island entirely out of cobblestone, but now my resources are totally depleted, so let's go back to mining. Okay, so I built a whole wall around the entire island that I created, and I also mined down the entire tree that was up about over there, and it got me a few saplings, so now we just gotta mine some cobblestone and wait for the trees to grow. Okay, so right now I figured I would remove that big cobblestone kind of structure thing that I accidentally created when overflowing lava met with water, and as you can see, I made a few upgrades to the major island. I now have 2 more trees, and everything is just generally larger. Hopefully mining this big cobblestone thing should give me a lot of resources. As you can see, there are islands way out there in the distance, so I think our next step would be to go over to them and grab all their resources. I've also expanded the starter island once again. I made the sides of the walls a bit wider so that I could collect all of the sapling drops from all of the trees. I've also added room for 2 more trees, including the spruce sapling that we got all the way over there in that island. But before we get to any of that, I think that we should start making ourselves a farm. So now that I've made the water go in 2 directions, I can put my dirt around here and then eventually hoe all the dirt and plant some wheat. Okay, so the way that I built the dirt area was a bit wrong and it kind of caused the water to screw up a little bit, so we're gonna try to adjust my design. I'm also adding these little guardrails just so that nothing falls over the edge. And there we go. Now we've got ourselves a nice little farm. So I think now I'm gonna go back and forth for a while and just keep mining trees, mining cobblestone, and planting wheat, and eventually we should get ourselves a bunch of resources. After that little resource gathering session, I made my way over to the island over there and over there. One was a sand island where I got some cacti and a bunch of sand, and the other one was an acacia island where I was able to get a few acacia saplings to plant some trees. The addition of the sand is awesome because now I can start building my own cactus farm. But I don't think that's going to be done just quite yet because I want to start building another portal. Of course, as soon as I start talking, it rains. I believe that I am able to get iron and other valuable resources in the Nether, so that's our next step. And by using lava to light those pieces of wood on fire, we will be able to light up the Nether portal. There we go. Unfortunately, we had some unwanted guests, so I closed the portal for the time being. I was also mistaken. The little pillar that you saw in the Nether over there is not actually a tower of resources. It is simply a little Nether fortress kind of looking area, and at the top there's an end portal to the end and the Ender Dragon. So after a bit of research, I realized that the only way to get iron is to actually build a mob farm, because zombies have a very slight % chance of dropping iron. Now, although that is very tedious, it's gonna be the only way for us to get iron. Right now, I'm actually going to make some charcoal out of a bunch of pieces of wood so that we can make some torches to start building our mob farm. Now that we've got our charcoal, we can start making some sticks and then combine the sticks and charcoal to make torches. I think 60 torches will suffice. But once again, I am out of cobblestone, so I'll start mining some and then get back to you all when I'm done. Alrighty, so I got myself an entire inventory of cobblestone, and now I think it's about time for us to start building the mob farm. Now, in order to complete the mob farm, we need to go to the final island all the way in the distance over there to get the second water source. Once we have that second water source, we can make an infinite water source and start filling our mob farm with water. Now, it should also be pretty interesting to work with the different biomes over here, because it seems like the map creator made every single little island a part of a different biome, which means that we can have like a witch farm over here and livestock farms in other places. So, you know, this is giving me a lot of ideas. All right, so the mob farm has been totally completed. I placed in all the water, and that thing is absolutely producing mobs at a disgusting rate because it's the only place where mobs can spawn. My god, that scared the hell out of me. It's basically the only place where mobs can spawn in this entire world because everywhere else is made of air or upside down slabs. And if I want to AFK, I can come up here and the mobs will spawn even faster. You can even hear them as I'm climbing up this ladder. It's kind of insane how much of them are spawning. Eventually, once I gather enough iron to place in some dispensers, I'll have water automatically shoot out and push all of the mobs on the platforms into the water streams and die down in the little area over there. But as for right now, this is all we could have really done with the resources. I could have placed water like all around this entire farm and then manually filled it and unfilled it, but that wouldn't have really made much sense. So now the next phase of the plan is for me to actually expand this farm a little bit, because now that I have 2 water sources, we can make an infinite water source and plant a lot more crops. Although I do like the fact that we have the farm right next to the cobblestone generator, it does have to move. I think we're also going to eventually have to move the trees away from the actual mob farm because those blocks are being used by Endermen to spawn, and you know, they're pretty dangerous. And there we go, we have a much larger farm. What's crazy is within like the 6 minutes that it took me to build that entire farm, we've gotten so many more mob drops. This is getting ridiculous. I think in the next episode, we're gonna have to build a whole storage system for all these mob drops. So now I think the last thing for us to do today is to move all those trees somewhere over there so that it doesn't interfere with the Endermen that will be spawning everywhere. Alright, so it's been a while, and in that time I moved all of the trees over there and actually placed them a little bit closer together. Since my mob farm is producing tons upon tons of bone meal, we don't actually need to place the trees farther apart because I can force them to grow. And if I did my math correctly, these leaves should be out of reach of Endermen spawning. I think I may want to cut this part of the island off and make the tree, cobblestone, and farm area a separate part of the island, while a path leads to the mob farm over here, but I think that's something for another episode. I'm sorry that this video took so long to get out, because I've been incredibly busy with school. I've also been working on my new Discord server, which will be linked down in the description, so I hope you all can join it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.